Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome to this TGIF for the second day of May. This TGIF DVD and Blu-ray update. And I'm doing this right now before I go outside and mow the lawn in the backyard. I have to do that and then gotta give dog a bath, but that's okay. Um, anyway. Anyway, got a couple of new DVDs and Blu-rays. Some I think Zero Nizarak might want to look into, and I will provide a link to one of the areas he can look into that if he wants to. So, yeah, but got a fair amount now. Not as big as a lot of people would. I mean, heck, one of the guys I see at my DVD Blu-ray the Facebook group I'm a part of, the DVD and Blu-ray collection group. He basically he gets stacks. He does like a hoarding deal. He does like a hoarding deal and all that. So anyway, I was just checking something there. But he does like a hoarding deal. I guess, I don't know. But the point is, he does somewhat of a hoarding. Yeah, but basically, when he does some of his DVD Blu-ray updates, they're like, these things are freaking big sometimes. Maybe not, maybe so. But I was going to do one anyway, like I mentioned in a previous video. And that's what I'm doing here. So we're going to start off with the DVDs before we get to the Blu-rays. So what do we have added to the DVD collection? Well, I'll make sure I get this in order here. Well, first up, I got this out of the $5 bin. And ironically, Doug Walker, in his recent Nostalgia Critic review episode, reviewed the first of these three films recently. And I watched the film maybe a couple of times back when it came out. And I have to say, I know some people have I know it has its critics, but I thought the first film was okay. I think I may have seen the second film, maybe not. The third film definitely I have not yet seen. And then, of course, you got the two CGI sequels as well. The one that came out last year, and then the Christmas one. I mean, the Christmas one that came out last year, and I think the one that just came out this year. But for $5, you can't really go wrong with this. And I was kind of surprised that they would sell this at $5, seeing as though it's three films. One was theatrical, the other two were direct-to-video. But I saw it one time and I said, you know what, that's for $5, you can't go wrong with it. So, what am I talking about? I'm talking about the first three, including the theatrical original, Swan Princess. That's right, the first three Swan Princess films. Right here, I got this out of the $5 bin at Walmart where I work, and as you can see, the first disc here has Swan Princess and Swan Princess 2, and then Swan Princess 3 is on this disc. And don't be surprised if in the near future you're going to get a Fave 5 kind of disc deal. We're going to have all five of them together. But yeah. And a little bit known secret, the Swan Princess was actually presented, if not, I think, was presented and sort of helped in animation-wise by Nest Family. And in case you don't know who Nest Family is, Nest Family and Rich Animation, Richard Rich of Rich Animation and Nest Family helped Warner Brothers with this. And in case you don't know who Richard Rich is, or Rich Animation is, or Nest Family, ever hear of the animated Passion? Yeah. Ever seen those animated Bible, those stories from the New Testament or Old Testaments? Yeah. That's them. That's them that did these. So that's pretty cool. And Sean Zernizerak, if you want something for your daughter Rosie that I think she might like, if you could look at the $5 bins at Walmart where you are, you might be able to find this. Hey, you might be able to find it for $5 or so on Amazon. Just thought I'd let you know. And then after that, for $4.96, here's the thing about my job. We have 3 $5 bins worth of DVDs and some Blu-rays. Now we have a box of $4.96. We have a display for $3.96 DVDs and a box full of Warner Brother movies for $4.96. Now, even though I'll probably get this on Blu-ray down the line, I decided that for $4.96 you can't go wrong, especially with a 2-disc edition on DVD. And it's as far as I'm concerned, one of the better biopics out there in the past 20 years. And definitely the movie that put Jennifer Lopez, in my opinion, right on the map. And I'm talking about Selena. Yeah, of course I'm going to get the Blu-ray, so if you're curious about that, I am going to get the Blu-ray. But it's a 2-disc deal. See right there. And it says on the back, Disc 1 is the original theatrical trailer with a feature of making of Selena 10 years later, 9 additional scenes. Disc 2 has extended film edition and Selena, Queen of Tijuana, I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong, featurette. So, yeah, and it is rated PG, so you can watch it with anybody. But pretty cool. And again, for $4.96, you can't really go wrong with that whatsoever. And again, Zernizerak, I think this is something you should put into your collection if you ever get it. Then next up, for $5, we have, this is hard to believe, from Echo Bridge Home Entertainment, for $5, 28 episodes. I believe this is the entire series. We have The Lucy Show. And I got this along with Selena for my mom and family, but this is mainly for my mom. For $5, you have a 2-disc set. As you can see, it's pretty cool. And again, it's from Echo Bridge Home Entertainment. So, really unique, really nice to have. Really nice for my mom to have this. And like I said, it's got 11 episodes. You can't go wrong with that for $5. No, can't be too wrong with that. So, there we go, right there. Now, as far as I'm concerned, first off, we have something that I got courtesy of YouTube, keepvid.com, any video converter, and Windows DVD Maker. Now, it may not look very well at times because of the fact that I up-converted it from its 360p to 480p, but it's alright. And the person that did this and put it on YouTube, basically, he edited several parts of the episodes from different sources. Sometimes you'll see the Canadian Family Channel logo in the bottom right hand corner, and then sometimes in the bottom left hand screen, and then sometimes when it switches, sometimes when it fades out or goes to like a commercial and then comes back on, you'll instead of seeing the Canadian Family Channel logo, you'll see the Toon Disney logo. So yeah, that's kind of how they edited it together. But that's alright. That's fine. I'm cool with it. You know, as long as it's watchable and playable. And no, it is not what we got originally on VHS back in early 1997. Of course, I'm talking about Mighty Ducks, the animated series, the 2-part pilot, The First Face-Off. Pretty cool. Yeah. You can find this on YouTube if you want to check it out yourself, but it's The First Face-Off. Put that over here. And then speaking of Mighty Ducks, I talked about this recently in my more recent videos. I got this from Media Bailout, courtesy of ioffer.com. It is the first package I've gotten through ioffer.com in about 6 years, seems. But I figured, you know what, I'm going to treat myself to something, and I have. And I've been on a Mighty Ducks animated series kick for a while now, for quite some time, getting back into it. I mean, honestly, I've never left it. I've never stopped being a fan. I've always been a fan. It's just that I kind of get on these kicks every now and then where it's like, oh, there's nothing else to watch, or I've seen this, I've seen that. Hey, I'll go back and revisit this. And I'm sure a lot of you understand that. And lately I've been revisiting the Mighty Ducks. And I decided that, you know what, I'm going to try to get the complete series. And that is exactly what I have done. Courtesy of MediaBailout.com, it is the complete series. Now, from what I could tell, all the episodes obviously are from their broadcast on Canadian Family Channel. And you could probably also tell that perhaps Media Bailout got this from a torrent or wherever. Now, first of all, when I got this, the episodes, not the episodes, but the discs, the 4 discs that came with it, that are part of it, disc 1 and 2 were in one jewel sleeve, or one CD, or one disc sleeve. They were basically in black jewel sleeves, if you know what I mean. Both disc 1 and 2 were in one, and 3 and 4 were in the other. So basically, I had to take them out, and because I had to take them out, and because Media Bailout decided, hey, we're going to put them in the sleeves, but we're going to so that we can allow you to be the ones that put them in the cases. In the cases they used is a 4-disc quad, basically, case. Basically, it's one disc on top of the other. It's like you have, I'll just basically show you. This is basically the disc case they sent us, and those are the discs. And again, these two were in one sleeve, these two were in another sleeve, and I had to put them in here. So yeah. But all the episodes are on here. All the episodes are accounted for, which is pretty cool. And for anybody like Zara Nizarak, Sean Bunchen, David Bunchenumbers, It's Frank, and for any of you guys that want to know, and the link will be provided below, I know some of you may have your critiques about places like ioffer.com, but if you really want to get completed with a series, and you don't want to chance the fact that with all this recent, hey, we'll do this to your internet if you go torrenting, or you'll do this, or this. If you don't want to chance that, this is your best choice. And it's like I've said before, in case you are a little worried, concerned about iOffer.com, iOffer.com basically is nothing more than think of it as nothing more than an online flea market. So yeah. All right, let me check the time here. Okay, got plenty of time, I hope. About 13 and a half minutes before it goes to its 29-minute high definition limit. There we go. But now let's get to the Blu-rays. Yes, we do have a few Blu-rays here. Some as recently as the past 24 hours. And some that I've had for, well, about a week or so. But, you know, recently in my last DVD Blu-ray update, I showed you that I got both Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2 and 3 on Blu-ray, the original Spider-Man movies. Well, because the new movie just came out today and it's being promoted big time at several stores, including mine, I was very fortunate last week or so to nab, and there's still a few copies now up there, Spider-Man 1, the original first Spider-Man movie. I was able to nab this for $10. So that's pretty cool. I was able to nab this for $5. I mean, not $5, but $10, I should say. $9.96 actually. $9.96. I won't be surprised if it does go to $5 in the near future, but still, $9.96. It ain't too bad. Ain't too bad to, to have. Now, I've already heard that some people, speaking of the new movie, I've heard some people already give it some positive, if not mixed, reviews. Yeah. Let me just put it to you like this. Ever hear the death of Gwen Stacy storyline in the Spider-Man mythos and legacy and history of the character and franchise? No matter what interpretation? Well, pretty much, from what I've understood, and if you like spoilers, you like to read on Wikipedia, pretty much that's what you get here. Yeah, you get basically this second Spider-Man is nothing more than a more Marvel Now adaptation of that storyline. I think we should have saw that with the first one. But yeah, got Spider-Man, the original first Spider-Man though. And by the way, if you're interested, some of the Marvel titles on Blu-ray right now and even DVD offer some up to prices when it comes to movie admissions. But yeah, got Spider-Man 1. So now, I have all 3 original Spider-Men on Blu-ray. All the original ones on Blu-ray. So there you go. As well as The Amazing Spider-Man, which the sequel, like I said, came out officially today. Now, speaking of Marvel, we also have some new Marvel stuff as well. First of all, we'll start with something that I've been getting I've had my eye on for a while, but the one thing about Blu-rays sometimes is they get a little they are expensive unless you have the money to get them. And I had a choice between this and Avatar and Back to the Future. And Avatar, yes, is $5 cheaper, the Blu-ray. Believe it or not, the 3-disc Blu-ray. But I decided, you know what, I can get that next time. I just want to get it out of the way, because knowing me, I may never grab this Blu-ray. And of course, I'm talking about the Avengers. That's right, I now have the Avengers on Blu-ray with the, of course, as Aaron Nizarak likes to put it, slipcase involved, and of course the nice embossing right there as well. So that's pretty cool. Surprised they don't have Black Widow on there. It's kind of surprising, but they do have her on the back. Kind of cool. And of course you have the disc or the DVD. So, yeah, I should have opened this before I showed you guys, shouldn't I? But yeah, you know, it's just basically something to have as part of the collection now, and you know, kind of get you ready for the new one coming out next year, which is supposed to be really good, from what I understand. And I think it's a little confusing for some fans though right now, because you've got one character that's going to be in that movie, but it's also in Days of Futures Past. You know, so, but I think we got to remember they're two different universes, two different takes on the character. And then, of course, we have, as of last night, we have the Wolverine. That's right, the newer Wolverine movie. Of course, I did buy the DVD on this, but I decided, you know what, I'm going to get the Blu-ray as well. I think it's got some more special features. What's funny about this is, the other one is the same. It's the same thing. It's the same Blu-ray, but it's for $5 more. And I'm thinking maybe because maybe the slipcover makes it more. Or maybe it's a 3-disc deal and the other disc is digital. I don't know. But yeah, there's the Wolverine on Blu-ray. So that's there. It's pretty nice to have in the collection. And then, speaking of the X-Men related stuff, as of last night as well, we have X-Men First Class. That's right. X-Men First Class. Well, what's funny is I had this on in my Amazon queue. I could take it out now because I've been wanting to get it. But here's the funny thing about this. Every time I would have it in my Amazon queue, oh, this seller no longer has it. This seller no longer has it. This seller no longer has it. Guess what? I don't have to worry about that anymore. I now have it. I now have X-Men First Class. And of course, as we know, Days of Futures Past comes out in the next 21 days, basically the next 2 weeks. So it's definitely going to be a good year to watch some movies. I just got to look at my schedule around that time starting next week, seeing if I have that time off, so I can go see it. Pretty cool. And then, speaking of Marvel, or at least Marvel related, I thought I'd give this a shot. And I guess it's only exclusive at my store, at my company. We have Stanleys Mighty Six. Yeah. I'm not really sure about this just yet, but it stars Stan Lee as himself. You know, so obviously I guess it's good. I mean, he hasn't really wronged us or anything when it comes to good stuff. So it's a 2-disc set, Blu-ray and DVD. $14.96 ain't bad. You think it'd be a little bit more. It's got an interview with Stan, and you know, so it's got a lot of these special features. Like it's got interview with the special features on the Blu-ray are interview with Stan Lee, Stan's rant, script to screen, extended scenes, Slam 7 trailer, Stan Lee trivia game, production sketches gallery, composer's favorite music cues, and DVD special features, fun downloadable wallpaper and coloring sheets. So yeah. If I can get this back in there, and yes, it does come with a slipcover. So, you know, if I'm someone like, let's say, David Bunchanummers or Zara Nizarak, if I want to have something at least relatable to Marvel or comic book wise, Mighty Six I think is a good choice to go with. And then of course I talked about the Wolverine earlier. Well, you can't have the Wolverine without the first one, X-Men Origins Wolverine, which I got today. I didn't see this last night, but obviously they put it out today. Here we have X-Men Origins Wolverine. And so now, just like with SpiderMan, we can clear this up a little bit. I now have, hold on for a sec, let me check my time. Hold on. I now have all 3 X-Men films on Blu-ray, the original trilogy, as well as what came after it, the Wolverine Origins, First Class, and now of course the Wolverine. So I am basically now, as far as the X-Men films go, up to date. That's right. I am now up to date on all the X-Men films. And if you want to go in a little bit of order here of how they were released, there you go. That's how they were originally, basically release-wise, this is how it was released. But then, of course, if you want to go in a more chronological way, and kind of keep them in chronological order, continuity-wise, that's how the story goes. You have Origins, First Class, the trilogy, and then the Wolverine, and then of course you got Days of Futures Past coming out in the next 20 and a half days. So, yeah. So yeah, basically I am now up to date with all the X-Men films. Have the original X-Men cartoon series complete. I have the X-Men anime. All I have to do really to really update myself on the X-Men, and I do have the Hulk versus DVD. I gotta get the Blu-ray still, but the DVD which involves him against Wolverine. But to really complete myself as far as X-Men goes, I gotta get Evolution, and I gotta get Wolverine and the X-Men, and I think the Wolverine anime, and that should be about it. And maybe if I feel like if some of the Astonishing X-Men motion comic